So before I get into the podcast, I just want to apologise real quick for the incredibly creative image that we have for you here to watch or look at while you listen to this podcast. Okay, so this is the introductory podcast for Craft the Community, and this is going to have all the information that you will need to understand what we're about, what's going to happen, future plans and stuff like that. We'll go over everything possible, and if you do have any questions, you can leave them in the comments and we'll get back to you. So what is CTC or Craft the Community? Well, Craft the Community is a community-based channel where basically the idea is that if your content is good enough to make it onto the channel, then you're good enough to collaborate with anyone on the channel. Obviously, there are sort of boundaries in terms of, you can't force someone to collaborate, but you'll hear about those if you get accepted, and we'll talk you through all that. The requirements for the channel are good mic quality and video quality, so audio and visual, and we want the editing to be nice as well. We want it to be a nice presentable thing, and so it's going to be nice and professional. The meaning to the name, there are sort of more than one meanings to the name. Obviously, craft and Minecraft, and we are a community. And also, we want to craft the community into a better place, into a nicer place. Being a smaller channel myself, I know what it's like to be turned down by a lot of bigger channels and not even spoken to by bigger channels because I don't match up to them in subscriber count. And we want to change that. We don't want that to be around anymore. So whether you have 4 subscribers, 400, 4,000 or 4 million subscribers, we want everyone to be treated the same. So the requirements for the channel are good mic quality and good video quality. That's good audio and visual. And we want nice editing as well. So if you put effort into your videos, then you've got a great chance of being accepted. The way we want this to work is if you're good enough to get your content up onto the channel, then you are good enough to collaborate with anyone that is involved with the channel. This doesn't mean that if you want to collaborate with someone, they have to collaborate. But as I've said, the requirements for the channel are good mic quality and good video quality. What we mean by this is we want your audio and video quality to be the highest that you can make them. Obviously, if it's near impossible for you to make 1080p content, but you can render in 720p, nice audio quality, then that's fine. So that's what we're asking, as much effort as you can. The meaning behind the name Craft the Community, obviously we've got the crafting from Minecraft, and the community, as we are a community. We want to be a nice community, nice respectable community where everyone gets along and everyone helps each other. The second meaning is we want to craft or shape a better community, because as of right now, if you don't have enough subscribers, then you're not good enough. If you don't have the same amount of subscribers as someone, then you're not good enough. And I know and understand what it's like to be treated like you're not good enough by someone because of their subscriber count compared to yours. And we don't want that. So whether you have 400, 4,000, 4 million, you are good enough to be on this channel. And if you're not, then we have ways to help you improve your quality, ways to get feedback, which we'll touch up upon later on in the podcast. Where did it come from? Well, the channel first started in 2009. I first started it, and I thought the name, the reasoning of the name was exactly the same back then. It was still to craft the community and shape the community. There was no sort of, I was going to make a name called Craft the Community. That was the intention, and it was a lot more difficult to reach out to people back then. I didn't have any, I didn't have any contacts, and I didn't really meet as many people. I was literally just manually sending out messages, and I think that was really it. We were sending out messages and we'd upload people's content and we'd upload tutorials on how to, make your game run fast, how to make servers, basic things like that. And then people in the community would upload their content and they would share their content and, it would get them a few subscribers. How will CTC help you as a smaller channel? Now, I'm asking this question as if I was, reading it myself. Well, if you're a smaller channel and, as I've said, if your quality is great, if you have good quality videos, then you will be able to upload or submit your videos to be uploaded to the channel. Now, obviously, as things progress, we hope that our audience will be at a size where people will want to check out your channel and want to see more of your channel. That's what we're hoping. That's the goal. And obviously, you'll find ways to collaborate with people and stuff like that. As I've mentioned, everything that I'm talking about, you can find in the description. It'll be all nice and typed out, so you can read through it if you're not too sure. So I have Will here from Claw Digital. Hello, Will.
Hey.
So this is Will. So Will, who are Claw Digital?
Well, we are a YouTube network in every sense. We are an MCN, but we try to base ourselves, much like you do, in community rather than in just requirements, pump in the requirements, more subscribers. We don't want to do that. We want everyone to be pushed in because they want in, and then leave if they want to leave. Because so many YouTube networks now are all focused on, well, here you are, you're in here, you signed this contract, now you're going to help us. What we want to do is say, okay, we're inviting you to come and help us help you. We want people to come and join, and then if they don't like what we're doing, they can just leave. So we're kind of trying to build community-based network rather than just based on subscriber count.
So as a subscriber to Craft the Community myself, I've seen that it says that that Craft the Community is powered by Claw Digital. What does that mean?
Well, we are kind of trying to provide a lot of the driving force into getting it out of its stages, like out of its birth stages. We're trying to be the incubator. We're trying to take what Craft the Community wants to be and open it up. Like we're trying to develop the ideas, and we're helping kind of move it forward because as it is at the moment, it's an amazing idea, and it coincides a lot with how we think, and we see there is genuinely an audience out there. So we're kind of pushing from the back and getting it noticed as much as we possibly can, as well as providing just people updates and giving people who are already inside Minecraft communities and our network community a more specific place that's more based on this sort of genre.
As a member of Craft the Community, as someone that uploads, what does that mean for me?
Well, we can provide people from Craft Community a no locking contract because so many people now are either getting invited into networks that are much larger who have issues with dealing with all their partners, or are simply signing up with networks with super low requirements. They're like the two brackets. You're either in what used to be some of the high rollers clubs of YouTube sort of networks where people would just say, okay, this is an amazing network just because they've heard about them before, or they will go, well, these people will clearly have us anyway, so we should settle. We are kind of not trying to do that. We are trying to invite everyone in Craft Community to have like a solid, transparent growth platform that they can join, and we will tell them exactly how everything is going to work. We will tell them everything that's going on behind the scenes. And if they aren't happy with that, again, they could just say, okay, well, we're not going to do that. There is definitely no requirement to join the network or anything like that. But we want to offer people who are already doing YouTube a way to grow without having to necessarily focus too much on other aspects. Like these people are amazing content creators. We already know the people that want to be involved with this sort of thing create their content to the best standard, and we don't want them to have to worry too much about the music they're using. Is it going to be copyright protected? Is it going to be monetizable? We want to give them things so they can just focus exactly on what they're good at and help them use that to its ultimate potential rather than being limited by these other little things that we can easily help them with.
So if you understood that, I'm just going to give a quick rundown on exactly what he meant in terms of offering Craft the Community members a partnership, essentially, or giving them a chance to become a partner channel. This doesn't mean everyone that watches the video. It means people that are... It doesn't mean everybody that watches the video. It's for people that upload to the channel and have their quality. And as Will said, his network isn't focused on the statistics of the channel. They're focusing on how good their content is and potential. So the next sort of part in our structured podcast is the plan section. But before I go into that, I just want to introduce to you Maka. So Maka, if you want to introduce yourself and say a little bit about yourself.
Hello, I'm Maka. I'm 17 and I'm the co-founder of this project, shall we say.
So back to the plans. This podcast is something that we have planned as a weekly show that we're going to use to recap our members, some news, news about the members, updates on their channels, and news about Minecraft in general. Maybe some, sort of server-based news if there's updates on different servers and stuff like that. We can go into those sorts of things, and we also want some community-hosted events. Now, what this means is that you guys will come to us with your ideas, and with our assistance, you'll be able to bring these ideas to life. and you'll be able to host events for the community, whether it be like a UHC thing, or just like a general PvP thing or an adventure map with a couple of people. We can try our best to bring these things to life and allow you to basically make your life easier when you want to create something like this. We also want to do some how-to videos, how to up the quality, how to get great sound quality, how to edit, little things like that will make your videos a lot better. Will, what do you think in terms of tutorials for channels like this? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing?
I definitely think tutorials for channels of any size are definitely great. So many people don't realize, especially with the introduction of all these various tools YouTube are giving us, how much you can do that doesn't really take that much time, but is slightly unheard of, that can just improve the entire channel or just a specific video. You can go anywhere from tag optimization, because so many people don't put that much thought or time into the tags of their videos, and that could just get you so many more views if used right, as well as things like the description tags as well. You should use certain keywords in your descriptions, but just not out of context. And the whole creator section that YouTube has now added with your own editors and stuff. There's so many little things that people don't necessarily know about yet, including some of the server operations in Minecraft. You know, people don't know about these things that could just help them just that bit more when they're creating.
So we are also looking into getting a server. This is not definite, so I just want to put that out now. We're looking into getting a server hosted specifically for Craft the Community. Now, what does this mean? This means that members of the channel will be able to go onto this server and record a Let's Play, like Minecraft, like Hermitcraft, all the conventional SMP servers, but just for CTC members. We also have ideas in the works for future games being added. So, you know, for example, Craft the Community is a Minecraft-based channel. We also have other ideas that are in the works, but we want to perfect this channel and make it run as optimized. Yeah, we want to optimize this channel as much as possible, make it flow before we do anything else. So don't worry, our attention will only be focused on another channel once this one is running nicely and you know, things are nice and smooth. Future plans for the podcast: we want to maybe get some special guests in, maybe, you know, some people that are higher up in the servers. Maybe even some, you know, like bigger YouTubers. And I don't mean YouTubers with millions of subscribers. Maybe someone that's got 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers that can tell you how to take those first baby steps into growing your channel. So my next little question that I've got written down here is, what's the drive behind Craft the Community? Now, but before I answer this question, I'm going to ask something to Will. So, Will, why did you choose to support Craft the Community?
Well, we met up and we talked a little bit about the whole idea, completely out of business context. You know, we weren't already planning anything. We just heard about the idea and we thought, oh, well, that actually does sound like something we agree with. And then we both talked about how we could develop this together. And once we realized that this really was targeting a genuine market of people that really do need this help and really could use it. You know, we decided we would support this project. It most definitely does look at a problem that is becoming more and more prominent over time. There are so many communities that are just now going from what this sort of idea is, and then as soon as they realize they have got all these people that are much bigger, have so many more subscribers, they will just start to turn all upside down, as it were. They will start to stop supporting everyone together and give those with higher subscriber counts a much better treatment. And of course, once we heard you guys were doing this and how this system would even work, we could see that this really doesn't have a possible way of that happening. It's built from the ground up to just support everyone equally, and we definitely agree with that.
So this is sort of like your last question in terms of like this little subsection. Do you think the concept will work, being as there isn't really anything like this at the moment?
Indeed, there's been many, like I said, many attempts to do things like this, but almost all the time, it turns exactly what they're going against. It just ends up being higher priority people. Whereas now, I do see this happening mainly because you guys are so devout into making this exactly how you want it, and this is how you want it. It's built so everyone is equal, and once that starts to come into flowing, and once everyone starts to participate, it will become clear that everyone can kind of push up together rather than you guys having to sit there and just drag everyone up almost from a certain level. Everyone will kind of crowd together and help each other almost as much as you guys are helping them.
So this is open to everyone. If you are a YouTuber that makes Minecraft videos, then apply. You know, what have you got to lose? Being as my personal channel has 29 subscribers, I feel this would have been great if there was something like this before for us smaller channels. But, you know, now is the time for that to happen. And, you know, I thought, why not start that? Why not start something that is purely there to help everyone, regardless of how big or small your channel is? The only way this is going to work if you are willing to help other people in the process. You will not come out on top if you join this coming in for no one but yourself. We're trying to turn this into something that will help us small YouTubers as well as help the bigger YouTubers. This isn't just for the small YouTubers. I just want to point that out. You know, if you do have a significant subscriber count but you're sort of stuck on growing, or you just have a significant subscriber count and you genuinely want to help people, then please do apply. We'll obviously, you know, check everything and we'll give you a response. We'll check everything and we will give you a custom response as to whether you've been accepted or denied, and we'll tell you exactly why you've been denied if you are denied. And if you're accepted, then you'll just have a little interview just so we can get to know you a little bit better personally, and we'll ask you a few questions. So we do have a website that's very much work in progress, but I can't go into exact details. Things are changing very quickly in terms of the website and what it's about, so it would be wrong of me to tell you something and then for us to decide that it's not right and we'll change it. But I can give you a basic concept. Essentially, you are guaranteed constructive feedback and criticism on your videos. We will minimize the trolls as much as we can. There will also be a system where if you feel that a comment is trolling rather than actually, you know, giving you constructive criticism and feedback, then you will be able to report that comment. So I just want to bring you in one more time here, Will. What do you think, without giving away too much information about the idea and the concept we've got of this website so far?
Well, I definitely see, as you say, with constructive feedback and criticism, that is so important now, because YouTube comments have become more and more open as they go now, as it's synchronized with Google Plus as well. People can just go onto a video and write a comment, and then it's instantly there. Bigger channels, maybe more than others, experience this sort of trolling. But what is always a killer and a dampener we see is when we have smaller channels who maybe make one or two enemies who they don't particularly like what they do, can instantly drag that channel to the ground. And it's terrible to watch someone who genuinely creates great content just being given completely incorrect advice or just hate for absolutely no reason. I mean, it's not always that we're going to say, okay, that video is amazing when it could use some work, but when people are going to go up to you and say, okay, well, maybe you could do this, that's so much better than just being told that this isn't what you're expecting. You don't want to hear, I didn't like this video. You want to hear, this video could be better if, and we definitely see this website as being a way to target that.
So adding to what Will said, we have a dedicated team of moderators that will make sure that the website is being used how it's supposed to be used. These moderators will also go through the videos and they will have to be personally approved by either myself or Maka before they go on the website or the channel. I did forget to point that out, but obviously we're not going to upload anything to the channel if it's not actually a relevant thing to Minecraft. Obviously, you know, that's not what we're going to upload, and obviously that's not what our channels are about, so they do have to be checked and accepted or denied. If your video is denied for CraftTheCommunity, the channel, you will also be told why it's denied. So I just want to add that as well, because, you know, obviously, if you've been denied for a certain reason, then we want to help you fix that reason so it doesn't happen in the future. That's all it is. It's not because you're a bad YouTuber or anything like that. It's just that, you know, if there's something that's a little bit wrong with the video, then it would be nice if, you know, you could get that fixed and then there'd be nothing wrong with the video. One last thing I want to point out here is that if you are partnered by someone like Machinima, RPM, or any other network for that matter, you are still able to apply. We are not limiting this just to Claw Digital, as, you know, we are powered by them. We are not just, this isn't an exclusive thing. This is open for everyone, regardless whether you're partnered or not, and who you're partnered with. That does not affect your chances or your use of this website. Everyone gets treated the same. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Will, have you got anything else to say just before I end this off? And you can say what you've got to say last, and you can say goodbye. And yeah.
No, not particularly. I'd just like to point out that that's pretty much exactly how we're going to run it, and that is going to be no deviation from that path. Like, other than the website, that could change at any time, really, because of course we want to make that absolutely perfect before it's released. But other than that, the concept is going to remain the same. Nothing will change there.
So thank you very much for joining me, Will, for the first podcast of the channel and the first video on the channel. I really, greatly appreciate that.
No problem.
There'll be a link to Claw Digital in the description. There will also be a link to the CraftTheCommunity website as it is now, because you can apply, or not apply, you can put your email address in and you'll get an email as soon as the website is officially launched, which is obviously great. And yeah, I think that's about it. So as I said, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this podcast and I hope it was informative. Like I said, if you've got any questions, you can always tweet at CraftTheCom. That's double M at the end of com. Or you can leave a comment in the comment section and we'll be sure to get back to you regarding that comment.